Hello, welcome to today's Launch and Learn demo session. Today we shall be looking at the POS Analytic Engine. POS Analytic Engine, what it does in POS Software Analyzer is to compare your POS sales data with the bank credited transaction. So you obtain bank statement of all the credit done on POS and you compare that with your sales data. That's what we want to do. So number one thing we want to do today is to show you how you can run the POS Analytic Engine in the POS Analyzer software. Number two, once you run the analytic engine, there are 6 reports. We're going to discuss those 6 reports in detail. We would like to show you how you can generate a letter to the bank with copies of all uncredited transactions. Okay, when you compare the sales data with what the data that you obtain from the bank of the bank statement that you obtain from the bank statement, then the uncredited transaction, the system POS Analyzer will generate a letter for you. We'll also show you how you can print evidence to support the letter that the transaction that you say that the POS Analyzer spotted as not being credited into the merchant account. We want to show you how you can print evidence along with that letter and give it to your account officer in the bank so that the bank can make refund to the merchant. And finally, we'll see how you can print disputed transaction not found in the bank statement. So all the disputed transaction, how can you print that out? Let's then look at discuss the first report. So in this report, remember I have said that we are comparing the POS capture data from your sales department, from the merchant sales department, with the bank statement. The bank statement, all the bank credited transaction arising from POS that the bank will give to the merchant. We're now using POS Analyzer to compare this result together. Now you can also do this in Microsoft Excel if you do not, want to use our software. But we just want the merchant to have a way they check this account. If you don't check, you don't know whether bank has been crediting your account or not. Okay, so that's the extent. So we're going to get into a demo session now. Number one, we're going to use the POS reference number as the first criteria to do the check, and then we will show you how you can update your POS sales data, okay, with your scan receipts. Remember, we had told you in earlier edition that your scan receipt, when you scan the receipt, it becomes an evidence that the bank cannot dispute, okay? Now, finally, we will show you how you can be concrete sure that the reference number that is in dispute is in the scan receipt and also in the bank statement. Let's then run a quick demo on this. So the first thing you need to do is to log in, okay? And when you log in, come to this section, run comparative analysis using POS Analytic Engine. That's what we want to do. So let's run. Okay, so this page is open here. I'd like to explain this quickly before. These are all the criteria that we want to use to run. So we want to run the very first criteria here using all the references. Looking at all the references on the scan receipt and looking at all the references in the bank statement, we will compare those references together. That's the first criteria that the POS Analyzer uses to find out uncredited transaction that the bank may not have done. Okay, so the first thing you do is you select your business units. In this case, we've been using a supermarket and a pharmacy in Lekki. Okay, Lekki branch. Like I said before, if you have 20 branches of your business that uses POS, you can use this single software to run all of them. Okay. If you watch the previous session, we have loaded data in January 30th and January 31st, and it's a pretty small data, so we can run the two data together. But it's always advisable that you run it day by day. Okay. But when you have POS sales data that is very small, you can combine a day to run. You can also run in a week if you don't have large volumes of data. However, this system will limit you to the number of data that you can run because, again, one of the weakness of web application is that you cannot churn thousands and millions of records on a web page. Okay, so this system is also made to limit the number of data that you can run. So you'll not run into an error. Okay, so I will run the 30th and 31st together. All right. So the first criteria here is that we want to run look at both database in terms of a reference number on both data, both the sales data reference number and of course the reference number from the bank's statement. Okay, so here on top here, you see that we're running the data. You can always check here. This is a 30th to 31st data we're running. Okay, so we're actually looking at, on my left side of the screen, I'm looking at the POS direct capture sales data. And on my right here, we're looking at the bank statement that we have loaded. If you don't know how to load these two data in the system, please watch the earlier video that we have made. Okay, so when you run these two data now in the system, you can see here reference number confirmation. I have no here. So if you check this number, 180924110098, in bank statement here, the software has come back to say you cannot find this reference number here. So of course, if you eyeball this result, you see that we have reference number all starting with 1901, but there is no 18. So it has spotted the first transaction here that is not in the bank statement. It has also spotted another one here that starts with 171775. There is no 177 here in this report. Okay, and then it has also spotted another one here, 43. We don't have this number here. So all the reference number that is not in the bank statement, the system has been able to flag them up as a red flag. It's not a final decision. This is just a flag that, look, these are the numbers. Now, when you look down here, in the bank statement, we loaded 17 records between 30th sales data from 30th to 31st, okay? And then that give us 425,500 naira. But what our sales department did, it gives us 895,402 naira, okay? So again, there are 22 records here, but there are 17 records here. This is just the preliminary investigation into these two data. We're going to run about 4 of these analyses, and then the POS software analyzer has a metric it will use to confirm that certainly that this transaction is not found in the bank statement, and that is the one we will print out. Okay, so again, another thing you can also do is to see how you can make sure that these reference numbers are not even wrong. Okay, and the transaction that are in this reference number, you may need to confirm that. So what I can do on the web here, you can now come here and say duplicate record. This is a web now. This is one of the beauty of using a web interface on the Microsoft Internet Explorer. So I can have different views. Okay, so what I want to do is to go back and check each of those reference number. I just want to check. So if you go back to your menu, I want to check this. This is a reference number here. This is 32 naira. I might need to check because he hasn't found this. So let's even check and make sure that this reference number is correct. Okay, so if you log on again, or if you duplicate your screen, you can come here and say update POS direct capture data by reference number. So if I open this and try to do the update, I should be able to confirm that that reference number is the same as in the scan receipt. Okay, so and now say you should run this analysis for me. Okay, it runs. So here you can see a receipt loaded. Yes, a receipt have been loaded. Bank statement verified is not yet verified. That's the process we are in now to do this confirmation. Final analytic result. The POS analyzer has a metric that it runs through and come out to say that the data is not there. So there are a number of algorithm that we use running with some metric to come out with the final result. Okay, so but you can check here that the amount that we saw there was let's see the amount. The amount here is 382 naira, and then you can also try to confirm this invoice amount here, receipt amount here is 382. Then this number that we said, okay, this reference number, you can now confirm. What you can do, because the scan receipt is loaded in the system, so you can come down here, total scan receipt loaded is 1. So we have it here. So you can actually open it here. So I can now open this up a little bit. Okay, so I can now check this number here, 0002000012088. And then you can now just confirm, you can see the same number here. Sometimes the salespeople could capture this number wrongly. Okay, so you might want to check and be sure that the number is correct. If the number is wrong and the bank own is correct, then the system will flag it. So these are red flags for you to do further work. That's in the first analysis. We can also check the second one here. This is a 3,400 naira. So let's do a check on this, just to open the receipt and make sure that the people capture the data did not capture the data wrongly. Okay, so this is a total number. If you also check here, it tells you that this receipt is loaded. So here we can also check just to be sure that the number that we have is correct, that the person didn't capture wrong number. So if you check here, this is the reference number. This is 1270. Okay, that's the last number there. So if we check here, the last number 12170. Okay, so this is 12170. Okay, so if you check the number here, the amount is correct. So that's correct. Let's do the last the check another one. It's always they are just 6 record that has reference number is not found in the bank statement. What I'm saying is that just open the scan receipt and check and make sure that the salespeople did not capture that number wrongly. So you can refer back to the receipt. Since they are just a 6, the number is not large, so we can check. Okay, so we have a problem here. The scan receipt here was not loaded. So this is a problem. So there is a problem here. We can't open the receipt to confirm that this number is wrong. We advise, like we advised earlier on, that within the first week that you generate these sales receipts, you have to quickly make sure the receipt is scanned and loaded into the system. Okay, so follow me up. We will discuss the second report here. Okay, let's see the second report. Okay, so that's the first criteria. Please watch the next video. We're going to discuss the second criteria. For more information on how to stop POS fraud in Nigeria, please visit www.posanalyzer.com. And on the menu, please click on demo video. You will see all the videos that we have done, all the tutorials that we have done on this subject. Better more, you can search and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Evans Uko. You will see all the videos that we have made and all the tutorials that we have made on this subject. Even the new researches and revelations that we are having about the fraud that is going on the use of POS terminals in Nigeria, you will be able to follow all the discussion. Better still, please WhatsApp me on the number on the screen. And of course, you can also tweet at me. Please share this video to all merchants in Nigeria using POS. Number one reason why you must share this video is to help them reconcile their POS account with their various banks. Number two reason is to help them recover their money from the bank from all uncredited transactions. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next edition.